Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today as we gather in Treaty 1 territory in the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, the Innu and Dakota peoples, the national homeland of the Red River Métis. It's really an honor today for all of us to be here as we gather together for a very, very important event, the honorary street unveiling. I want to acknowledge so many of the special guests who are here. Certainly Chad's parents, Charles, Diana, Jesse, Christina, his brother and sister, and his partner Megan, Councillor Vivian Santos, and Councillor Marcus Chambers, Jason Smith from the Seab Bears. So many supporters, family, and friends who are here for this very important day. And we come today really kind of, I think, with bittersweet feelings because we come with heavy hearts to honor someone who was taken from all of us far too soon. A son, a brother, a partner, a friend, a teammate, a beloved member of our community. We today remember and we celebrate the life of Chad Posthumus. Chad was so much more than a basketball player. He was a force of positivity, generosity, joy, someone who carried his love for people and for Winnipeg with pride and purpose. Whether you knew him personally or whether you watched him play, you felt the ripple effects of his community work and the ripple effects of his energy and his love for all. Chad had a way of making the world and everyone feel better around him. His sudden passing has left us with all of us with a deep sense of loss, but also with a deep sense of gratitude for the time that we had with him, for the joy that he brought, and the example that he set. So today is not easy, but today is very important because Chad mattered, and today we honor his life and his impact and the legacy that he leaves behind. And so at this time, I'd like to welcome the president of the Winnipeg Seab Bears, Jason Smith, to say a few words. Jason.
Thanks, and thank you, and good morning, everybody. First today, I just wanted to extend my sincere thanks and the thanks of the Winnipeg Sea Bears to Mayor Scott Gillingham and the City of Winnipeg for this incredible gesture and your continued support of the Winnipeg Sea Bears, not only as a basketball team, but also as part of the culture and community fabric of this city. Today's ceremony to name a street after Chad seems fitting and such a meaningful way to honor someone who gave so much, not only to our team, but to the city and the province as a whole. As we launch our 2025 season later today, I can't help but feel a giant Chad-sized hole that's with all of us at the Sea Bears. Every year at training camp, one of my favorite moments was seeing Chad come bounding over, always smiling, always positive, always excited, and ready to do whatever he could to help the team. He'd give everybody a huge hug, he'd crack a few jokes, he'd flash that wry, side-eyed smile, and we just knew that the season was officially underway. His energy, his optimism were infectious, and his belief in people around him was unwavering. And he brought that same spirit to our team every single day. Chad was a true leader on and off the court. He mentored young players, contributed thoughtfully to our team strategies, and was always the first person to raise his hand when there was work to be done. Whether it was running our youth camps in underserved communities or helping repaint the Mayfair court on a sweltering hot day on a day off from his training, Chad showed up fully, humbly, and always with all of his heart. And he showed up always, again and again, for his teammates, for this city, for the causes he believed in, and for the people who needed him. He was a force for good and a beacon of positivity for everyone around him. To lose someone like Chad, so young, so full of life, is a tragedy that words can never truly capture. But today reminds me, and I hope all of us, that his impact did not end with his last game. Thanks to the City of Winnipeg, True North Sports and Entertainment, and the many others who have stepped up to support, we can ensure Chad's legacy continues on in lasting and meaningful ways. I know Chad would have loved to be here today. He would have been deeply moved by this honor, but more than that, I think he'd be proud to know that his name will continue to inspire generations of kids right here in the city that he loved and was so proud to be from. I want to thank everyone again for being here and for helping us celebrate this extraordinary person. Chad's name will now live permanently on the map of Winnipeg, which I think is a fitting tribute to someone who left such an indelible mark on this city and of all of us who knew him. Thank you very much.
So well said, Jason. Thank you so much. I know Chad's loss has deeply impacted the Seab Bears program. Please know that we remain here to support the Seab Bears, the entire Seab Bears family, any way that we can. Chad was not just the first signing, he was the face of the Seab Bears. A hometown hero, an anchor for the team. He was the kind of person that everybody watched and everybody could rally behind. And what a remarkable ambassador Chad was. His dedication, his leadership, and his heart made him an extraordinary role model, both on and off the court. And so at this time, it is my honor to welcome members of Chad's family who've graciously joined us today, and to call upon Chad's brother Jesse to share a few words. Jesse.
Good morning, everyone, and I would like to thank you all for coming out for this absolutely wonderful event today. Also, I do have to say it's nice to be dry, unlike the whiteout party last night, but at least we got that win, right? That's all that matters. Anyways, my name is Chad Posthumus, and I had the honor of being Chad's little brother, and even though I'm 6'6", I was still his little brother. And it's an absolute privilege today to see my brother's name going up on a street already so full of rich history in Winnipeg. The current Donald Street, running through the center of Winnipeg, acts as a major artery to the beating heart of our sports teams. Now that artery will grow stronger, as Donald will beautifully share with Chad, allowing his legacy to stand in front of the Canada Life Centre and his spirit to help guide our Seab Bears and our Jets to victory. Chad was in many ways a larger-than-life individual. But once you really got to know him, you learned that it was his core values that made him such an amazing person. Family and friendship were two pillars that were instilled by our parents at a young age, and Chad always lived by. Nothing made him happier than going out with a friend, making them smile, giving back to his community, or just making someone's day with his goofy smile and some sort of silly catchphrase from a movie no one remembers. In his career, that joy came from meeting and interacting with fans, especially the younger ones interested in basketball. I would say that those were definitely his favorite moments when he wasn't playing the game. I remember after one game, Chad told me about a fan who had come up to him and had him sign his chest at the game prior. Now we were a week later at the next game, and the same fan had come to find Chad again to show him that he had not yet washed his chest and still had Chad's signature prominently displayed. Chad took a couple photos with him and made sure to sign a game towel and give it to him so that the boy could go home and maybe take a shower. But it's not just who Chad was, that is just who Chad was. He would stop at nothing to make someone smile, to brighten their day. Each time I see this beautiful street sign now, I can think of my brother Chad, smile, and have my day brightened a little bit. In Chad's time on this earth, he managed to touch the lives of so many people. And because of this, many of you in the community have wanted to give back to his legacy. And it's been an absolute honor to see all the actions being taken in his memory. Starting with 2 annual $1,500 scholarships from Basketball Manitoba to be awarded to a graduating student each year, to this beautiful street naming, to the number 33 being retired and hoisted to the rafters of the stadium, to the renaming of the Winnipeg Minor Basketball Skill Competition, now the Posthumus Family Hoop Fest. And finally, to over $20,000 raised in Chad's name for the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, which has already helped a young disabled person get access to a bicycle that they would not have had. So I want to thank you all for allowing Chad to keep giving, for allowing us to build on Chad's legacy, and for him to become the Winnipeg hero that he always has been. There are so many people that we would like to thank for these amazing tributes that have been given to Chad, but my family would like to highlight some of the significant ones. A huge thank you to Scott Gillingham and to the City of Winnipeg for the honor of this street naming. David Asper and the Winnipeg Seab Bears for all that you have done for our family and Chad through this difficult time. The Health Science Center for taking care of Chad during his time there. Basketball Manitoba, the Winnipeg Minor Basketball Association, Province of Manitoba, and the True North Foundation. You have all been absolutely wonderful in this tremendous loss, and words cannot express how grateful we are. So I'd like to finish just by saying, go Jets, go Seab Bears, and we love you, Chad.
Thank you so much, Jesse, for those wonderful words. And again, thank you to the entire Posthumus family for being here today. We cannot begin to imagine the depth of your loss, but please know that our love supports and surrounds you all, not just in this room, but across Winnipeg, across Manitoba, and far beyond. And thank you for sharing Chad with us. Your son, your brother, your partner, he's meant so much to the city, continues to mean so much to the city, not just the city, but beyond. He had fans all across Canada and certainly throughout the province as well. He was more across the world, you're exactly right, because he played around the world. But he was more than a leader. He was an example, and really in every sense of the word, a tireless ambassador for basketball and for our community as well. Of course, as you've heard already, Chad's legacy goes far beyond the court. He was known for his vibrant energy, his commitment to uplifting youth, his generosity, his ability to make people feel seen and valued. And from the moment he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at just 7 years old, Chad became a powerful example of strength, resilience, and the importance of giving back. Chad led with heart, he lived with purpose, and though he left us too soon, his legacy will live on in every life that he touched, in every community that he served, in every young person who dares to dream bigger because of him. I remember the last time I saw Chad was at the Mayor's Ball. And it was funny because, I mean, Chad's a little bit taller than I am. Thankfully, though, there was a riser where we were taking photos, so I had Chad, you stand down there, and I'll stand on the riser. And for the one time in my life, I looked eye to eye with Chad. I'll never forget that moment. It was the Winnipeg Mayor's Ball 150th anniversary celebration. We had that chance to speak and take some photos, and just to watch him once again effortlessly work the room with everybody. As Jason said, a smile from ear to ear to ear that just kind of lit up the room, and you can see him wherever he goes because he was so much taller than everybody else. But everybody that wanted to stop and talk to him, he stopped and talked to, and he just made everybody feel good. And I remember thinking to myself, could Winnipeg have a better ambassador? And I smiled and thought of how Charles and Diana had raised such a remarkable son. And at this time, I would like to invite Chad's family to join me, and Jason to join me as well, as we gather around here to unveil the honorary Chad Posthumus Street sign, a tribute to a life well lived, a reminder that Chad will always be remembered. Three, two, one. Now we're going to walk it downstairs to our team, okay? Family, go ahead.